time for another week of Boku no Hero Academia, and time for another week where I finally get points!
I mean, I gave you those points, yeah. What? Last week?
Elasticity is his quirk!
What did I say it was? Like bounce?
I believe I technically called it rubber, and I believe you may have agreed.
Then points are not awarded to either, or we get both, or we both get it.
But, but, according to the subtitles of of this week's preview, La Brava may have a love-based quirk because it said, oh wait, La Brava's love for Gentle will be shown, and love was capitalized.
I don't know if I agree with that quite yet.
Okay, but possible more points for me next week.
We'll see.
I get points!
Do you?
I believe,
I'm gonna ask the judge to not give you points on purpose.
although I may only get half points because I said her love for Gentle or her love for somebody gives her that same quirk because
We'll see if that's even accurate, because we don't know.
how did I phrase it? It's like when she loves somebody, like she takes their quirk due to the fact of like love, you share things. So that was my thought. So
Like, here's the thing, though. Like, she's using it as a last resort, whatever it is, because it is only up to the point where both of them are not going to give up that she decided that now would be the point to use it.
Okay, changing it, her love makes somebody stronger.
What is it? Does her love give people the steroid?
Maybe?
Is that what's going on?
Okay, I'm changing it. I'm changing it.
Again?
No. Her love is a power-up.
In what way? Like, here's the thing. We can't award points when you start making general assumptions like this, because you could literally misconstrue it into anything that happens.
When she admits her love for Gentle,
But she has been. She literally has been.
I don't know.
Like, I'm trying to hammer out what your actual, like, what you're trying to say here, and it's not working.
Okay, like, going into really generalization for this, when she loves somebody, something will happen.
Yeah, we can't give you points for that. It's so generic.
We can't even go with her love will power somebody up once she says
no,
like,
because it's so generic. Like, when she says "I love you," all of a sudden somebody gets a power up. That doesn't make sense because she's been saying it like since last week. Actually, there was that point where she's literally laying on top of Gentle, saying that she loves him.
Oh, and I wanted to ask you this. Is Shoto, can he mix what side his elements come out of?
Not that I've seen.
Because I saw somebody with a Boku no Hero shirt with Shoto on, and he was throwing an ice punch from his hot side. And yes, I had to look at the shirt twice before I'm like, yeah, that is his hot side throwing the ice punch. That's weird.
I don't think he can, unless that's something that happens later on. That, he develops that ability. At this point, at least in the anime, it's not possible. I'm aware of. He can't do that. And it wouldn't really make sense for him to be able to do that.
And then again, the manga is like 2.5 years ahead.
Yeah, it's got some time on it.
So,
But yeah, I don't know that he could.
so potential spoilers.
I mean, you're spitballing. Maybe you're right, maybe you're not. We have no idea. We're not intentionally doing anything that's spoilery.
Yeah, because if it is on a shirt, I would say they wouldn't want to screw up them, because if you are a fan of the shirt, I mean, a fan of the series,
A fan of the
oh,
shirt.
yes, you could also be a fan of the shirt. But
Mm-hmm.
if you know the series well and see a big glaring error like that, why would you even get the shirt?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that happens.
It's hard to imagine because it feels like then why would you ever have him designed the way you do, where he's divided on either side?
You know, for once, we're getting sidetracked in other Boku no Hero things, not the episode.
Well, I mean, before we get back on track, we've seen I think his sister who has his like her hair mixed, where it's like white with streaks of red in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he not have hair like that if he can mix it on either side? There shouldn't be any reason why he would have intentionally like one side is hot, one side is cold styling if he can mix it like that. Like it'd be one thing if he did like a Kamehameha wave or something where he's combining both hands to use an attack combining both elements, right? It's
Right.
another thing if he's using the opposite element on the side that should be flame. Like ice on a flame side. It wouldn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Based on the way he's been developed up until this point at the very least. Maybe if he gets like, I'm assuming he was still in like his gym uniform that he usually wears, not in like any actual hero outfit.
I believe, yeah, he was in his gym uniform.
Yeah, so if he had like a hero outfit on, you could make the argument that maybe it's that does it, but without it, no.
And speaking about developing things, Mai finally got the gloves for Deku.
Yes, and they actually look really cool, and apparently they're meant to like, from what I understand, it more focuses the attack. Whereas before Deku was saying like it would be widespread, the force that was unleashed. It focuses that force instead.
Mm-hmm.
Which isn't really helping him to like forcibly rely on the equipment so much as it is a way to keep destruction down. No, what do we start? We start off with everybody getting ready for the festival, right? You know, getting the last minute shit in. The reason Izuku is leaving is apparently because he didn't realize that there was a frayed rope, and it's like, oh shit. But we have Yao Momo there. She could just make one in the morning.
Or there's Tape Boy. He could always like tape up the rope.
See, this is what I was saying before, where we could have just used his tape to do this. Like,
Right.
there's literally no reason that Deku needs to be up there doing this. You can just use Sero's tape. But yes, we have Tape Boy who could have done it. Or no, we could have asked Yao Momo in the morning because she's sleeping at night. No, I can't do that. We got to go to the hardware store because plot device.
Yes.
We need
yes.
plot to happen correctly. See, this is what happens when you have such a varied cast with all of these abilities that could literally solve just about anything. You need to come up with stupid reasons why they can't do things.
Well, we've heard of Araki forgot. How about Horikoshi forgot?
No, if he forgot, he wouldn't actually give a reason as to why they can't do it.
Oh.
I think he's just like, I can't think of a good reason. Plot needs to go here.
Are you sure Horikoshi didn't forget?
He gave reasonings. They're just bad reasonings.
Oh.
Well, Sero, he might have forgotten. That one I'll give it. Yao Momo, at least, he gave a reason for why she couldn't do it. It's just a shitty reason.
Okay.
But yeah, apparently Deku runs into Gentle right as he's leaving, and they have to nerd out about tea for a second. Like, the fact that that's what gives it away is that Gentle's nerding out about tea for like half a second before he realizes, oh shit, this is bad. Is the best.
Wait, that voice sounds familiar, and he's talking about tea. Who is this guy?
Mm, I saw that video.
Oh, you like tea too? Oh crap, he's from the UA!
Jesus Christ. Oh man, so we start getting our fight between Deku and Gentle. We find out Gentle's quirk is elasticity. He can literally make anything elastic that he touches, including the air, which sounds stupidly overpowered. And if Gentle, look, here's where he pulls a fucking Araki, right? Gentle himself isn't exactly a terrible person. He could freaking abuse that shit really hard. Like, that is overpowered to turn everything elastic. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't know how far that can go, because could he not have just like created a dome of elasticity around Deku?
Probably.
In which case, Deku's now just trapped in an elastic dome?
I think Gentle would do that if he wasn't so gentle. I think the fact that he is more ambiguous in I don't want to be a full-on villain is holding him back from overusing it for severely evil ways.
I mean, that wouldn't be evil. That would just be delaying him until his plan is done, because he says his elasticity dissipates in time on its own. He doesn't have control over when.
Because Gentle's plan just seems to be, hey, I want to sneak into UA, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to do anything nefarious.
No, he doesn't. And I mean, like, here's the thing, right? Obviously, there's a very simple solution to this. Deku just asks to let it happen. They get to film their video and then leave. Like, unless he's gonna, like, break in on one of the performances or one of the things to get it done. Like he's gonna break a party or something.
Maybe.
Like, that's the only thing I can think of that would actually be a problem. Outside of that, like, talk to people, let him in and have his video and let him out. He doesn't want to do anything terrible.
But if he is allowed in, it's not the same as sneaking in.
I guess technically no. But I mean, like, he could still get the recognition one way or the other. Right?
Right. Wait. I just looked on the Boku wiki.
Uh-oh.
Gentle is only 32.
That man is like late 40s. I refuse to believe he's 32. He looks at late 40s. He's already got gray hair.
I am only scrolling down to her age. I am not.
I was about to say, now I'm real curious about Brava's age.
21.
21. I'm not even looking at the wiki. I just typed it into Google. 21.
So Brava is short.
Just very, very short, yes.
Huh. So their relationship doesn't seem creepy anymore.
I mean, there's still an 11-year age difference.
Yeah.
Not saying that can't happen, just saying that's a little uncomfortable in my opinion.
Yeah, I guess, but it's not like the 30 or 40 that you were initially thinking.
I mean, one look at Gentle and you think he's going to be like 40s or later.
Maybe.
That also kind of puts into perspective just how long it would have been since, like, that point where heroes and villains were such a blending of identities. Because he would have had to have discovered that while he was a kid and formed these opinions, which is kind of weird. Because if it was only like 15 years ago, based on his age, he'd have been a teenager at that point. How old did he look like when he was a teen if he looks like he's freaking 50 and he's only 32?
I don't know.
Did he look like a miniature adult, or is he like one of those people that like reverse age? Is he getting younger as he ages?
Oh, and speaking about people that look far older than they were, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 2, leading into Part 4, we had Superfly in this episode.
It's fucking Superfly. Like, what the hell? Like once the fight starts, they go to like a construction site, and my mind just jumps immediately to Superfly from Part 4.
Which we covered on Brandon's Discuss Anime, which is coming back probably by the time I post this. Maybe Wednesday at the latest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like literally, everything's bouncing around. Deku's shots are bouncing around. Gentle himself is bouncing around. Like it's Superfly. What more do you want? It's basically Superfly at this point. But yeah, it's Superfly. What the hell?
Oh my god. But
Then we trick Deku into like getting in there to save the one person that decided to stick around and watch what was going on.
hey, what's going on? Oh, things are getting exciting. This must be the climax.
Just gotta catch that steel girder, which I was honestly more expecting. I'm honestly surprised that the steel girder is enough to like stop Deku the way it did. I'm kind of surprised. I didn't think it would be. Like, if he's going at what? I guess he's going at a constant 8% right now, I think. And if for like a short second he can go to 20, I'm surprised it took him that long to get rid of the girder. I'm shocked he didn't just like catch it, pop 20%, drop it off his body, and then go right back to 8 and go after him. Well, I'm surprised he like held it.
Well, we need the explanation of Gentle saying, "Oh, I wasn't going to let him be crushed anyway."
Oh yeah, no, you could totally do that. Hell, fuck it. Like, what I was honestly expecting was for him to hurl the girder at Gentle. I was expecting him to catch it, pop 20%, and then hurl the girder.
And would Gentle like put up another air wall?
See, that's what I don't know. I don't know if he would be like what elasticity is able to handle before it breaks.
Oh.
Because it's elasticity. That means there's a limit on it. It can't handle. It'll get to a point that it can't handle it and snap.
Okay.
Like a rubber band. It gets too much pressure, it's gonna snap. I would assume a steel girder that's being hurled at you might just snap it. It also depends on how big of a barrier he can put up, because he clearly, at least when it comes to the air, seems to have a limit as the size, at least that we've seen so far. Like, it seems to be about the size of his torso or so.
Okay.
But yeah. Well, the other thing, too, would be, like, if you want something like that to tear, and you want to force everything into the smallest possible point possible, I said possible twice, to force it to snap. Because that way all that force is focused on a single point, right? Rather than the broader point where the elasticity would be more effective. If it hits a singular point, like say with a lance or something that would be going into that, right? All that force is on that one point and it's going to snap it. It's going to break. It won't be able to handle it.
So if Deku would go, and I know this is impossible at his point without Eri, if he could go 100% for even a fraction of a second against the elasticity, do you think he could break it?
Yes. Like, I can't imagine that Gentle has been training his quirk the way that other people have. Like, if hell, honestly, I'm almost tempted to say that if Deku, if that glove has a trigger where it can change like the shape of the air assault that's being shot out, like the air pressure, right? If he can like narrow it so that it's almost like an air gun, I feel like that would be enough to just shatter right through it.
Isn't that what it kind of is now, though?
A little bit, but I mean make it narrower.
Okay, okay.
Because right now, let's say you've got let's say like right now it's maybe the diameter of like 6 inches. Yeah, a 6 inch diameter, right? Like a circle like that. I say narrow it down to one.
Oh.
It's the same idea of like what's stronger, like a big gust of wind hitting the side of a house, or that same gust of wind funneling into a singular, like being funneled into a singular point and pushing.
Hmm. And you mentioned this before we started, but jumping back to JoJo for a minute, why doesn't Dark Shadow also have a guitar?
Yes, right. We did mention this off camera before we started this. I was saying that Dark Shadow is just straight up a JoJo stand, or like almost may as well be one. It's close. I was saying, as far as I'm aware, there's nothing that stops Tokiomi and Dark Shadow from doing things at the same time. Have them both play sick guitar riffs at the same time.
Have like a dueling guitar solo.
They just come on stage by themselves and they have like a fiddle off, where it's just the devil went down to Georgia.
I actually remember a Dragon Force video where the two guitar players would just like do solos between each other. And I remember like the lead singer who was doing nothing during like this 2.5 minutes. You just see him like walk off to the side, have a drink of water. He
May as
just,
well.
yeah.
My voice is blown out. They can do this all they want.
Oh man. So I'm really excited to see what La Brava's quirk actually is and how her love will affect Gentle.
Mm-hmm. And we
I
also
am
get that little bit about what Deku is going to do, where he's finally going to try what he's been like training with All Might to do. Go from 8 to 20 for a second.
yeah. And I am still saying her love powers up people. That's all I'm going with. I know it's broad as hell, but
I'm going to
I'm
say
going
no
with that.
points. I'm going to say no points for that because it's so broad.
Okay.
Like, you need to get specific with this, because otherwise you could just fucking sit there and say like, but she loves that. That happened because that.
Her love gives them super strength.
Oh Christ. Well,
And on that note, I think we should end this.
yeah, probably.
Yes, and we've been going a little bit longer than we normally do.
Mm,
So, check out our Dark Souls playthrough, which is still going on. Check out Movie Makers, which is up occasionally. Brandon's Discuss Anime, which is back. It's every other week, remember? Um, any other random stuff we might throw up on the channel?
I don't know when that ramen challenge is gonna hit.
Yeah. Yeah, but
I
look for
still don't
that.
want ramen.
So much ramen.
I don't want any more. Make it go away. I don't want that taste anymore.
Oh. Okay, so until next week, later.
Make the ramen go away. Please make it go away.